Mr. Pralostas made a video. This is how much money CSGO traders make. And I'm actually a trader as well, believe it or not. Cash trader, boys. If you need to sell your skins, holla at me. I'll buy all of them. But yeah, one day ago, 4.2k views. A lot of views as well. So I'm kind of interested in how much these fellas making, dude. Because I know how much I'd be making. So let's see if I'm making more or less or what. Okay, I gotta watch this video. Let's go. 8 minutes.
Hey guys. Today I will be sharing information on how much the traders actually make. Since most of the people are not really familiar with me, I'd like to say that I've been full-time trading for the past couple of years and I have quite a huge inventory worth about $200,000. And I've started with less than $1,000 around 4 years ago. Of course, I didn't mean to flex with this information, just wanted to show that I do know what I'm talking about and that the information in the video is very accurate. And I will show some of my trades showing both buying price and selling price for various different items like liquids, cattle crafts, and blue gems. So trading nowadays is a bit different than it used to be because...
Bro, why didn't he have music in the background? Seems a little empty.
People associate the word trade with exchanging items for items, but to be totally honest, cash trading is way more popular now. But of course, some people still trade items for items. I myself don't really do that unless I get some random offers that are actually pretty good. Personally, I wouldn't accept anything below 7% profit unless it's a deal worth over $6,000 or more. But some people offer some random crafts or low tier blue gems, and if I'm willing to go for those, I'd usually never go below 10% profit because they will take weeks if not months to sell, so it's not really worth getting all of that burden for a small profit. But I do know some traders that have hundreds of knives that go for somewhat low profit percentage, and as long as it's above like 2 or 3%, they go for it. But when you're trying to trade on Steam nowadays, you probably won't manage to get any trades where value is the same if you're trading with a trader or a reseller, because that would be just a waste of time for them since you have to wait the trade holdout for a whole week. But let's talk about cash trading, which is way more popular and interesting. It's simply exchanging skins for money and vice versa. And to understand cash trading, you need to know the basics, especially how to use buff. But the video is not about that, and I'm sure there's plenty of videos where people explain how prices or buff work, so please, if you're willing to trade or resell, look up buff prices instead of using Steams or whatever other platforms you know, because buff is the only place with a ton of supply and demand, so prices are great for reference. Anyway, let's get that out of the way and talk about money. I would like to give you guys a warning that I'm not trying to flex while making this video. I just thought it would be interesting to a lot of people to know how much their favorite YouTubers and streamers make on the side while trading. Of course, I will be sharing my own trades as well, but I assume random traders are not that interesting. So let's talk about these YouTube.
Wait, man, seeing the traders play makes me want to believe in communism and CS and skin distribution according to skill. Okay, dude.
They usually buy items for around 90% buff or a little bit below that and sell them on buff for 100%, and then after the buff fee, they're usually left with around 7 to 10% more than they've invested into the skin originally. But they will most likely have some other small fees while exchanging the balance for crypto or bank. So for example, let's take an item like a Karambit Doppler factory new. On buff, we can find it for $1,280, and they would usually pay around 90%, so that would be $1,152 or a bit below that.
That's
so
me, Chad.
Selling it on buff will get them around $1,248 after the buff fee, which is 2.5%, and that is if the item doesn't go down in price, which is around $96 profit.
Dude, I'm actually, bro, this past like week or two, shit's actually going down in price. Dude, I'm barely making any profit, dude. Like real shit, man. Every week while I'm waiting for the trade hold, shit has gone down and I'm just losing money on some.
And other cash traders like myself usually pay a little.
I literally lost money on a 2.8k skin, where usually I'd probably make like over 200. Is it still going down? I don't know. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. It like goes down, goes up a bit, then goes down again. I don't know. I feel like it's still gonna go down a little more, especially with sale coming soon for the major and shit. So, although I would love to buy skins right now, I don't think it's gonna go down as much as it did. Like now, it's kind of more chill.
A little bit higher buff percent, so we'll make a little bit less profit. So I would make around 4 to 7% on a usual trade on liquids, but there are items that don't sell as fast as Karambit Dopplers and other liquids like that. For example, I'll share some of my recent purchases and sales. So I was dealing with another trader which was looking to cash some skins out, so I knew that I won't get an amazing deal since I was buying from a reseller. But I bought his StatTrack M4A1S Cyrex with 4 Virtus Pro Katowice 2014 hollows and StatTrack P250 Mendy with 4 crown foils for $5,040. Which came out to around $4,270 for the M4 and $770 for the P250, and I sold the M4 on buff for $4,600, which
Not
was
bad.
definitely pretty low, but I wanted to get rid of it as soon as I could have, so I only made $220 after fees, which is very low considering it's such
Yeah,
a liquid
200 is
skin
low
and that
for
I held it for more than 2
4K.
months. But as for the P250, I made around $326 after the fees,
Holy.
which is kind of funny because I made quite a
That's
bit more
really
money
good.
on a $1,000 item than on the one I paid more than $4,000. I totally believe that I could have made more money on both of them, but for that I should have waited for longer, which I didn't really want, just wanted to sell them and move on. So I think this is definitely a good time to say that people usually pay way lower rates for items like that since they take months to sell. The harder it is to sell the crafts, the less traders will pay for it because they know they will be stuck with the items for months and won't be able to use.
I'm fucking currently stuck with this AK, dude. And it has gone down in price as well. I'll be lucky to fucking break even on this shit as well. Or is it? I might just keep it till like CS2 and hope that maybe skins go up in price. This shit, man. With the crown on the fucking wood. And it's a 006. And shit is going down, down, down. And yeah, I don't think I'll be able to sell it for profit. And I don't even think I'll be able to sell it for break even. So I'm probably losing money on that shit. So I hate buying shit that is not liquid, man. That sounded weird, but
their funds on other trades,
yeah, surely.
so they have to compensate that with buying such crafts for lower prices. So on this trade,
but this week has been fucked up for skins. Items that I wanted to buy lost their value in one day. The very next day, the value of the skin got like 5% its value, which was more than the first price that I checked. Yeah. Happens. Probably like liquid shit noted. Okay, man.
I spent $5,048 and got around $550 profit, which is okay, but I'm a little disappointed since I held them for months, which definitely wasn't ideal, but profit is profit. Another quick flip I had recently was this ESL 1 Cologne 2015 Cobblestone package, which I bought for $1,000, and after buff fees, I got around $1,050, so that was a quick $50 profit. And the best thing is that it only took me around 1 week after the trade hold to sell it. Now, let's talk about blue gems because I recently sold quite a bit of them. My most recent sale was one of my M9 blue gems with the pattern 417.
Dude,
I got this M9 for
fucking blue gems. I've had a couple of people offer me blue gems, but I know absolutely nothing about it. I am scared to just hold it for years and years and years till someone fucking buys this shit. Blue gems are fuck that, man. I do not want to get into them, but if you do get into them, there's a chance of making pretty good money. But fuck that, dude. I ain't got the time to do all the research and all the other crazy stuff with the blue gems and then pray that someone actually likes it and buys it for more than I bought it for. What was profiting me after selling my kidney in the black market to buy a Supra? Oh man.
For $16,500, and after holding it for half a year, I managed to sell it for $19,650, which after the fee came out to $19,150, which was $2,650 profit. This was also definitely not ideal since I waited for half a year for the sale to actually happen. This is why
that's why I don't want to get them.
Are not willing to go into illiquids because they might.
Because like, let's see, like half a year, right? Made what, 2. What was it again? 2.6k. So if you add this money, the 16k, and he bought liquid skins. Let's say on every 1,000, he makes around like 100, maybe. Yeah, no, this is fine. If he just had this balance right here for 2 weeks or 3 weeks with liquid skins, he could have made the same amount. So he missed out on so much money by buying this fucking shit and waiting for someone to buy it. That's why I don't buy stuff like this. It ain't worth it, bruh. It ain't worth it, man. You can buy Moldo with 1 blue gem. Okay, man.
This was also definitely not ideal since I waited for half a year for the sale to actually happen.
That's fine.
This is why a lot of people are now willing to go into illiquids because they might take way longer than you expect, and some people just give up and sell the items for a loss. Of course, it really depends on the item and how illiquid it is. You might get lucky and flip it for a huge profit the next week, or you might be stuck with it for months just like me. Another blue gem I sold was this AKK's Hardened Factory New with the pattern 151. This pattern is of course a tier 1 and has an amazing full blue top. It is definitely one of my favorite patterns, like if not the number one. If I remember correctly, I bought it for $7,370 from the person that was lucky enough to craft it. And I sold it for $8,550, which is around $950 profit after the buff fees. This took me way less time to sell, so I'm really happy with this flip, since it took me less than a month to sell. Okay, So to finish off the video, let's put all of this information to use. Let's say we have a pretty well-known trader that manages to get quite a bit of good deals and has $100,000 inventory that he's constantly reselling. So how much would he make? Let's say he makes an average 5 to 6% profit on each trade. He manages to flip all of his items around 2 to 3 times per month. He would be making around $10,000 to $15,000 every single month. Or let's take a bigger YouTuber with $500,000 inventory making a little bit bigger percent. Let's say around 8%, which is definitely very doable for them. They would flip their items probably a bit faster since they have a huge fan base who are always ready to sell their skins. So let's say they flip it around 2.5 times per month, which also could be a bit more, but let's not try to over calculate it. So they would be making around $100,000 a month, but it's pretty hard to actually get the real amount because trading has a lot of different aspects. For example, you might not find enough deals, so you're just stuck holding your money without actually flipping anything. Maybe items that you bought normally do be making down in price. Maybe your items are just not selling and you're stuck with them. So all of these things could impact the amount you make by a lot. So it's not like every trader makes a set amount every single week. And some people might say it's actually insane how much they make. But I would say it's pretty fair considering they're offering.
It's a risky market though, you're not guaranteed to win that. I mean, how's it a risky market and how are you not guaranteed to win that? Hard not to make big bank if you buy for like 80% buff. Yeah, true. I mean, anomaly is like a hard, it's like 85er and sometimes goes lower for other shit. You never know if a crash happens, the amount of money, the profit. Nah, dude, with all the crashes and shit, it has to be literally like a skins drop half in price for you to be completely fucked. Like it happened like 2 years ago, I think in summer to like Zipple and stuff. And even with that loss, he still made it all back with just like time. Crash can happen exactly. You're never guaranteed for anything.
Safe cash outs to people. They buy the items instantly so you don't need to wait a while for the items to sell, and while trading with resellers you skip out all of the fees. For example, Skin Baron still has 15% fee. So if you want to sell your skin for 100% buff, you will be left with 85 and you would probably need to wait a couple of days for the item to sell, while a trader will give you around 88 to 95% buff instantly. So I hope this was an interesting and somewhat insightful video. I wanted this video to turn out quite differently, but I'm still happy with how it came out. So if you enjoy,
I thought he's gonna maybe like interview some guys or some shit, but just kind of talked about himself. But yeah, fair enough. I didn't really learn much from this because yeah, basically do the same shit. Yeah, cool video, Mr. Pralostas.